And welcome to Light Years, brought to you by new sponsors, Shady Ray. Yeah?
Yep.
Is this how we do it now?
This is how you and I are feeling right now. 7 p.m. on a Sunday night after the Warriors get destroyed in LA. This is how we feel. This is, by the way, this is how Steph and Draymond and Clay probably felt to start the game, by the way. They probably walked into the game with these on because of how hungover they were.
You know what? When Draymond went to the bench, before it was clear that he jammed his hand in some way, and it's good that it's not serious. At first, I was like, day after birthday, noon game in LA. I've seen this one before.
Classic. Classic Warriors. Go down by 20 right as the game starts. I mean, you called it. I called it. Everybody knew that was coming. Just another Warriors and 12:30 p.m.
I was honestly, I was a little surprised Steph came back for this game. Just for his first game, because it throws your rhythm off. You got to go through pregame warm up at what, like 9:30, 10 in the morning. Everyone's routine based. I figured he would have wanted his first game to be, a night game or something like that. But anyway, obviously Warriors lost to Lakers. Frustrating game. Lose the season series to the Lakers. Theme for the Warriors: losing season series to teams who aren't even the play-in. So it's frustrating. I don't know how else to put that. But I want to point out the most positive thing is we got Steph Curry and we got Andre Iguodala back. Both were on everyone was on a little bit of a minutes restriction tonight, and we move forward after that.
I came into today very optimistic. I came out of today very optimistic. I think the only thing, Sam, that's frustrating out of this game is they lost it the same exact way that they lost every single game this year. They lost it. They just lost by not playing well in crunch time, which is honestly, it's getting a little embarrassing. I don't know if I'm not like worried about it because I've seen this team win too many times in big games, but we've watched them just lose in crunch time. 4 minutes to go, down 5, right? They lose by 10. Tie game where they're up 6 with 5 minutes to go and they lose the game. I don't know. I've seen it too many times, Sam. It's frustrating, man. Like, it's just Warriors are 34 and 31. They're fine. They're still the 5th seed, but it's tough. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, a few thoughts on that. One, still no Wiggins. They're turning the corner. They're getting Steph back. I would like to see them be able to use their best closing lineup, and objectively, he's in it. Whether they go with Draymond and Looney, and increasingly, it's just clear that doesn't work well against the Lakers. Or if they go small, Wiggins is going to be in that lineup no matter what. Like, there were some groans about Anthony Lamb in the fourth quarter, and I get it. He probably shouldn't be that close to closing, but he's only out there because Wiggins and GP aren't in Jersey, and Andre, I mean, of course, Steve puts Andre out there to close in his first game. I'm almost worried Andre is going to not make it to the playoffs.
Dude, he was holding his hip the first minute that I kid you not, he was holding his hip. Yeah. And I was watching the game with my listener. I told her, I was like, yo, Andre's already hurt. And she's like, how old is this guy? And I'm like, he's like 45 years old, dude. And he only closed because Lamb missed the easy rotation, gave an open 3, and turned the ball over. And Steve Kerr's like, all right, well, I've had enough. And Steve Kerr's not going to go to Kuminga.
Kuminga was on. Like, let's just call it what it was. Lamb was better than Kuminga this game. Do I think he went out? He's not old enough to go out.
Oh yeah, right. Fair.
And as we know, no one can go out if they're under 21. So,
I always forget he's 20. It's amazing. It's amazing to me that he's 20 years old.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk. Like, he's such a fast learner. Like, I could see him easily being an all-star by year 4, age 22 at the pace he's going. But that's a different conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. They still should have won the game, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, Wiggins or not, GP2 or not. LeBron didn't play tonight. I'm watching Trey Brown, whatever Brown, make threes all over the place. I'm watching Austin Reeves, Millennium. I call him Millennium, which is what he looks like, the dude off the street. He's cooking the Warriors. He's
kind of nice.
Blowing by Jordan Poole. I like him, but come on, be serious, guys. I don't know. It's a little embarrassing. Warriors shouldn't have lost the game. I'm not mad about it, but these are those games, Sam, that's like, you got to win. You got to be more serious. You go down by 20 in the first quarter. What the hell are you doing? Right? It's good. What are we doing here? They outplayed the Lakers the rest of the way, but you go down by 20. There's not much you can do. Like,
and I think that's kind of one of the bigger themes. The last 3 wins in the homestand, they went down big in the first quarter and really the first half, and then they came back. And some of that was poor shooting off of the start. But it's not sustainable to spot teams 15, 20 points. Yeah. Eventually, someone's going to be able to figure it out. Today, AD was just the best player on the court for majority of the game. It's going to happen. The competition is going to get better. You're going to run into that. You got to come out a little stronger. I think if they were to play the Lakers in another game, it's unlikely they start the Looney-Draymond combo. It mucks up their offense too much, man. Like, there's really only – the Lakers might be the only team, and maybe the Bucks, but I'm not sure, where they can play AD as a free safety and, like, just help off of those guys, but also has the closing speed and wingspan to make sure they can't score.
Yeah.
You know, like, they need to play small, basically, to spread out the AD effect. And maybe they need to do the same if they get into a series with Giannis. Same idea. But it's like, I mean, there's only 2 guys like that, right?
Yeah, a lot of Looney's positives are pretty, like, we watched tonight. Looney had a good stretch. He made 3 buckets in a row. But outside of that, like, he can't really move with AD. And he doesn't get offensive rebounds because AD's a beast on the board. So it's tough for him to have a positive impact. Yeah.
Also, his good stretch was when they went one big. So it was either Draymond or Looney. When they played the 2 of them, it was just like not enough offense. They could, kind of overhelp on the perimeter. And then, AD has the closing speed to get back. So it's just, I don't know.
The Warriors have the personnel to play one. I mean, they have actually too many guards, right? So they have the personnel to play one big. If it's a 7-game series, the Warriors make more adjustments. Steph doesn't go out. He was red hot. Steve Kerr takes him out. I'm sure he was on a minutes restriction, but still gross to watch. Jordan Poole comes in. Don't know what he's doing out there half the game, right? He definitely went out. So I don't know. It's just
pregame. They said, like, he's not on a formal minutes restriction, but he's sort of on one. I mean, if they were chasing the win, he's not playing 32 minutes.
I mean, come on, Steve. He's red hot. Leave him out there. But what? We've done these same. I've made the same complaints.
What'd you think of Steph's first game back?
Better than I thought. He came in breaking the first couple shots, which is kind of your par for the course with Steph. But he shot himself. Classic staples too, but he shot himself out of it. I mean, he was incredible in the fourth quarter. He did as usual, like, I'm going to play off ball a ton. I'm going to play off ball a ton until, like, he gets hot. So thought he was fine. I was interested to see whether he was going to wear a shoulder sleeve because it's been a while since he's hurt that shoulder. And I feel like when he's been off the last month and a half, that maybe that shoulder is fully healed, but he's still wearing the shoulder sleeve. Not to say that his shoulder is still hurt, but it's interesting.
Yeah. And, Andre,
par for the course.
In some ways, Andre was it was a little more fun to see him out there because we've been having the Steph countdown, like, oh, is he gonna play this game? Is he gonna play that game? Almost forget Andre's on the team half the time. That dude can, if his body will let him, he could play for another 10 years. His body will not let him, but just like immediately goes out there and elevates the IQ. Just connects everything, gets everyone in the right place. Just classic Andre. I'm gonna pass the mic to you because this is your segment.
I mean, defense is still great, dude. Defense is still great. Passing is still great. Knows where to be. It helps the Warriors right now because they have had so many bad players. So many low IQ players on the team. So it really helps him out that he's out there. Can't shoot, but I mean, that's not anything we don't know. I think he shot a 3 like off the other side of the rim, which was funny. But I'm sure he'll make it when the playoffs come because you know how I feel about Andre. So other than that, I mean, my biggest takeaway from Andre is that, unsurprisingly, Sam, he decided to come back when Steph came back. You think he could have came back a week ago? Absolutely. But he decided to come back today. So funny guy.
Appreciate it. Got a special guest bringing up, friend of the show, Bonte Hill. Bonte, what's up, my man?
Yes, sir. Hardest working man in the Warriors world, by the way. In the Warriors.
What's going on, boys?
The one time the Warriors get an early game.
I'm still in paychecks, man. Come on now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Hopefully nobody's listening. What's up, man? 780, long time no talk.
Sick guy.
Just kind of reeling from that game today. All in all, can't be all that mad. You got Steph back. Things are turning for the better, but would have been nice to beat the Lakers. They're losing too many games to the Lakers. That's my big takeaway right now.
Yeah, you got Laker fans feeling some type of way, right? They're saying we should be the Warriors in the playoffs. Man, that's the matchup we want. Now, unfortunately,
just out of principle.
Unfortunately for Laker fans, yeah. No, the Laker fans they're way too much, man. I mean, look, AD finally played big. He's been good against the Warriors the last three games, last three matchups, man. So they're an interesting team, man. But good for Laker fans. They can hang this banner from March 5th on a Sunday afternoon. No Sunday afternoon games. You knew the 20-point deficit was coming.
I saw Draymond walk into the arena at 10 a.m. with sunglasses on. I'm like, yeah.
These guys
birthday night before.
Just no chance.
Although I'll give it to him. He played a pretty damn good game overall.
No, how many travels were called in the first half? 15?
Oh my!
It felt like everybody was walking around the floor, dude.
I love when Clay takes 3 steps off a no dribble. They call him for a foul or for a travel, and he's like, "No." I'm like, Clay, come on, man. I can smell the tequila off your breath from the TV screen. Be serious, bro. Be serious. I'm surprised that they got the game that damn close, but
Yeah, Lakers missed 13 straight at one point, man. It was a rough game at times.
It wasn't the prettiest game. And then we had another Western Conference game right before it, Suns and Mavericks. I don't know if you got to catch any of that, but we got a little bit of a standings race right now. I kind of want to gauge your temperature, Bonte. You watch Phoenix; they're 2 games up on the Warriors right now. Dallas, a game back. What are your thoughts on those teams? Are you afraid of them for the Warriors? Anything? Where are you at?
No, I mean Phoenix obviously poses the biggest threat, I think, in the Western Conference with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, who could feast in the mid-range and then open it up, and play inside out. Phoenix is tough. Now, what are you going to get from Okogie and Adrian Shamit and Damian Lee? Because they're going to be presented with those shots, right? They're going to be presented with those wide open shots with teams doubling KD and Booker trying to get the balls out of their hands. So Phoenix is definitely a matchup problem. Just because of Kevin Durant, he flips that entire team. Denver, I'm still not sure about. I need to see it to believe it in a high pressure moment with them. Now, Jamal Murray, we know what he did in the bubble. Jokic, we know what he can do. But it's, do you believe in Eric Gordon? Do you believe in Reggie Jackson? Do you believe in Michael Porter Jr. when the lights get bright? So Phoenix is the one matchup I've looked at. It's like, okay, that could be problematic for the Golden State Warriors. Denver right there, but everybody else in the West, man, honestly, I would feel good about. Like Sacramento because of the inexperience, Memphis because we know what they're going through, and I've always thought Memphis was fraud. So Minnesota plays no defense. So it's Phoenix and then Denver a second place, but that gap is wide between Phoenix and Denver to me.
Wow,
at least.
Yeah,
I feel like I was posing this question today, and I'm not sure where I land on it. Would you rather play Phoenix early or late? Would you rather play them in round 1? Because unless they can catch Sacramento, and it's possible they're 2 games back, and in theory, a young team's going to start feeling it a little bit, feeling a little pressure as we get closer. But they've held up all year. But as it stands right now, Warriors 4-5. Would you rather play Phoenix early or late?
Late, because then they'll be worn down, right? Chris Paul would have a lot of games on those legs. Possible 14 with 2 7-game series in the first 2 rounds, although they could go 5, 6, who knows? But that's a lot more wear and tear on Chris Paul, a lot more wear and tear on Kevin Durant. So when you're working so hard to go one-on-one to create buckets and score for your team, that wears on you, man, when you get to those Western Conference Finals. And, you got to play 40 minutes and 42 minutes. So I prefer to play them later. Not that I'm afraid of them or anything. It's just the wear and tear aspect of everything and taking Chris Paul in the deep waters and taking Kevin Durant back in the deep waters with that Achilles. So the later the better, I think, with Phoenix.
I mean, it's true. Chris Paul after Cinco de Mayo he's done. So once you get past round 2, it's over.
I mean, the Warriors star guys. I mean, Steph has played half the season, and Andrew Wiggins hasn't played in 3 years. So it's like if there's a team that's going to be fresh, if they're going to be in the postseason, it's the Warriors. Those are the 2 best players. Now, mean, you can argue Draymond's wearing down. I mean, now he's got a random finger injury, and he's got a knee, and he's got a back, and he's got a calf, and he's got whatever he has. He has everything. That's probably the only guy. But yeah, the Warriors look. I mean, they should be fresh, right? And then you're talking about
no doubt.
I mean,
if there's one guy, I'll make the counter case here. I don't know how much I believe it, but the counter case is Phoenix will have played maybe 20 games together. They're going to be vulnerable that first time they go against a team who really knows how to defend. That's where you're going to see turnovers and just one-on-one. I don't know where to go. I'm just going to – and they're going to turn into the Brooklyn Nets. But that assumes Wiggins comes back soon and GP2 comes back soon, because those are two guys who really change your defense. That's who's guarding Devin Booker. That's who's guarding Kevin Durant. And that's kind of the unknown factor. But I just feel like, NBA regular season is kind of lame for the most part. They're going to run through 75% of teams because they don't know how to play defense. I think they can be got by a team who knows how to actually defend, and then it just turns into a one-on-one situation.
Dude, the Suns don't know how to play defense.
Well,
but they do know how to put the ball in the hole.
Yeah, and you know what? Their offense is their best defense, because they're going to put so much pressure on you to keep up with them. I mean, you got two dudes who could 40 on you in a heartbeat, and all you need is that. The key is the other guys, right? It's what you're going to get from Chris Paul, but DeAndre Ayton, he can't have a game like he did against Dallas today. Kogi going 3 of 13. That's the guy who's going to be left wide open for those threes, kind of like Roberson back in the day with OKC, right? He was the guy where the Warriors was like, you beat us with Roberson, we'll tip our cap to you. And he was the guy who missed those threes and didn't want to shoot those threes in game 6 and 7. So guys like Kogi and Shemet, for them, they're going to have those wide open shots. And Damian Lee, our old pal up here in the Bay Area, I mean, that's what it's going to come down to, because the stars are going to be stars. It comes down to those situational basketball plays where your role players, can they get a couple buckets where you get a couple stops? And that's where we're going to find out about some of those role players with the Phoenix Suns now that they moved on from Bridges and Cam Johnson.
Can I throw something out there too? I don't know if I believe in Devin Booker. I think life is going to be easy for him as the number 2 guy, kind of like Kyrie. Like Kyrie as a number 1 is never going to work. Devin Booker as number 1 is never going to work. In terms of winning the championship, those are never going to work. So I've never believed in him, but you got Kevin Durant next to you. Right now, you can argue Kevin Durant as number 1 is never going to work either. So I'm just throwing that in.
Here you go. You're starting stuff. You're starting stuff, man. Hey, Booker, man. Booker, he's earned my respect. He has. I mean, that finals run a couple of years ago, Booker was that dude. Booker wants it too. Like he wants to smoke. He's going to talk it. He's going to get buckets. You can pick on him defensively, no doubt about it. But at least the dude, he tries. That's all I ask for. Just try to play defense. You know what I'm saying? Commit a foul if you need to. I mean, just try. So Booker, in this spot, oh my God, he's going to talk that talk, and he's going to get hot, dude. He's going to see. He's a one-on-one player. He's one of the 5 best one-on-one players in this league, and he's going to be able to play one-on-one all game long because of the presence of Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Him talking to Luka, by the way, hilarious, because
it was great.
We just watched you lose by 40 at home in a game 7 to that guy. But
hey, talk that talk, man. Talk that talk, man. You got KD. And you know what? The league needs that. The league needs that. After the All-Star break where the NBA was at rock bottom, I never felt worse for the NBA, more embarrassed for the NBA after that All-Star weekend.
You're not
last 2 weekends.
You're not getting a Philly Sixers Mac McClung jersey?
Oh, man, no, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. I mean, that's what it came down to, right? But speaking of Philly, they've been in some thrilling games over the last 2 weeks on prime time. And I think the NBA as a whole, with Booker talking to Luka, you got some good basketball the last 2 weeks, man. That's what the people want to see. Guys are playing. The intensity has been turned up. This is all we've been waiting for. It sucks that we had to wait 60 games for it, but last 2 weeks it's been great basketball. So I've got no complaints about that, whether it's Philly, Boston. You got the Knicks right now playing the Celtics in overtime, balling. So, Salt Lake City was an embarrassment. So glad we got some good hoop. Keep talking that talk, Booker.
Let me ask you this, because I feel like everything for the Warriors is shifting. Yeah, annoying loss today, but they just won 5 in a row. You got Steph back. Yeah. Took him a half to shake off the rust and use Steph again. Right. 2 players we're waiting on. Where's your confidence level with Wiggins coming back soon and GP2? Obviously, 2 different situations. One we kind of know about, the other we don't.
Yeah, GP2, let's start there, right? When he gets reevaluated. I mean, he just seems happy, right? He never seemed happy at Portland. For a role player, it's about fit and being comfortable. He feels real comfortable here. He knows the system. You know, he people got to realize he only averaged about 17 minutes a game last year. And he was impactful, no doubt about it. There were series where he was impactful, there were series where you were able to get past the Grizzlies and the Mavericks without him. So he's going to be a player, spot duty. He's going to come up and win you a game or two. So GP2, he looks good from what I hear in practice, his rehab or whatnot. So I feel good about that. Andrew Wiggins, whenever he comes back, because I do believe he's coming back, probably come back with hopefully 10 to 15 games left, and so he can get his rhythm. It's just not him. And I don't know that. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. My gut feeling tells you that he's going to be back at least to get his legs under him and get back into that rhythm. But who knows, man? The entire situation is weird. But if he does come back, which I expect him to do, you got to get the all-star Wigs. You know, you can't get the dude who came back off that right adductor strain where he was shooting, 24, 25% for the three-point line. It just looked like he had no legs. I don't know what the heck was going on with him, but you need the Wiggins that you had the first part of the season where he was rolling and on his way back to an all-star game. Like, he's got to be special. He's got to be your second or third best player on the roster at times during the playoffs because of the dudes we talked about with Kevin Durant and Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving and John Morant in Memphis or whoever you see out west. You're going to need Wiggins to be that dude. So hopefully he can come back and get back to that form. That's a huge key for the Warriors if they want to defend this championship.
Yeah, I mean, you're watching, like, the Laker game's a perfect example. Anthony Lamb's out there in crunch time, and like he's been great for a two-way player, but he's a two-way guy. That's Wiggins who should be out there right there. And it's just like you can watch that stuff and be like, it's frustrating, but if this team is whole, you feel pretty good about how they match up with everyone. And it's just in some ways it feels like last year at this point, right? It's like a lot of balls in the air, and you just got to hope everything lands right when playoffs come in, right?
No doubt.
I'm gonna turn it the other way though. Like they get Clay looks phenomenal. Steph's back, right? Steph's back's healthy. Dante DiVincenzo was phenomenal. They've got like Looney's great. Draymond's, I mean, he's on the court, and when he's on the court, he's good. Yeah, he's been hooping. And so if you tell me that you can get Wiggins healthy, like I'm not asking for all-star NBA Finals MVP type Andrew Wiggins, like that's, and you get GP2. You said 17 minutes again, not asking for 30.
Right,
that's a championship team. That is not far. And Kuminga's been playing better. He was
that's the key. That's the key, Andy. I heard you talk about Iguodala, and look, Iguodala knows how to play the game. But my beef with today's game, look, this regular season game, like Sam said right off the rip, I'm not going crazy over regular season. Right, I know they're going to be in these playoffs. They're a championship team. They've been kind of coasted. There's been a lot of weird things happening, but the West has been weird, which is why they're in the top 5 right now. You know, any other given year, they're probably fighting for 8th, but I don't worry about a loss like tonight. But saying that, I would like to see Kuminga get more than 13 minutes. Just because, all right, if he is making mistakes, and he didn't, you know, sometimes he's just wild out there. He's doing some crazy stuff. Yeah. Like he's not passing down the floor, Steph's open in the court. You know, you expect that stuff from him, but let him play through that now and let him get that out of his system now. Because I know what Iguodala is going to do in the playoffs. I know what he's going to do on the floor. He's going to know how to make the right basketball play. And you hope that he's healthy. But let Kuminga figure this stuff out in high-profile games like this because he's such a wild card and he does things on his roster that nobody else could do. Right? He gets to the free throw line. He's athletic. He's a beast. He can hit the 3 every now and then. So I would have liked to see him play more today against the Lakers. That was my beef with Steve Kerr. Some of the rotations was out of whack, which was to be expected with Steph back. But I don't want Kuminga to get killed with the return to GP2 and Iguodala. Kuminga's a guy you can use in the playoffs against some of these high-profile wing players.
He's had like 3 or 4 really good games, and just kind of like he had a bad first half. I just hate seeing him get like the quick hook the minute he plays poorly. Like let him get a second shot in the second half, and so be it. Yeah, Steve with young players. That's how it goes.
Yes. You seen Moses Moody's face on the bench lately? That guy, I feel bad for that guy.
Oh man, that's rough, man. That's his confidence looked like it's. And it stinks, man, because it's tough to play on the championship team, man. This is the gift and the curse of being on the roster like this. Steve's going to go with his dudes, the dudes that have won them 4 championships. right?
Plus Anthony Lamb.
Can't really.
Plus Anthony Lamb. Maybe not Anthony Lamb. We'll see.
Yeah.
He played it.
I know
he played a good game today. But yeah, no.
The hate
Actually,
Anthony Lamb gets is wild, man. Like
I'm leading the charge, brother. I'm leading the charge. That's my guy.
I mean, all you guys, man. I see Lamb, dude. Lamb walks on the court, man, if somebody tweeting something wrong about him, man. I'm like, damn, let the guy get up a couple threes first, man. You know, he's a two-way guy.
I'm with you there. I save my criticism for the guys who make bigger paychecks than that.
Right.
What I was gonna say is, all right, he's out of 2-8. He's out of 2-way games.
He's out of games. Yeah.
You think we're getting the announcement tomorrow?
I think at some point. I think they'll wait. I think they'll try to wait as long as they can. I don't see him going anywhere. See, like he said, he does hit the three. He's wide open. He's one of your tweeners. I mean, defensively, sometimes you're just scratching your head like, dear God, what's going on here? But he's been a factor. He's contributed more than Moses Moody, a lottery pick. He contributed more to James Wiseman. And I don't want to start that conversation, but he's contributed more than a lot of dudes on this team. So it's just like, I think they keep him, especially with what Steve said later. Steve wants him. I think he's a guy who could, like he said, he could connect different lineups. I got no issue with it.
The problem, though, is that they've got a lot of good players, and he's still finishing games. Doesn't really speak very well for guys like Kuminga and
I don't like that.
It's not something. And today's a game that they lost, and we're not just saying, or at least I'm not just saying this because of one game. It's really been all season. It's been 60 plus games, and you could argue that maybe you just had given those minutes to Kuminga or Moody or Baldwin, not Wiseman. But, like, at least those guys would have been able to become a better player today versus, like, I mean, how much better is Anthony Lamb going to get, bro? Like, for real. Like, how much better is this going to
be? A lot of untapped potential.
Like, come on.
That's been my biggest beef with Steve this season. Steve's a great coach. But my thing is, like, it looks almost laughable that Kuminga was picking up DNPs early in the year. It's like, wait, Kuminga? Yeah. Well, and you hear some of these reports about him, and Kuminga works his ass off. And again, he does something that only a few guys can do on this team is get to the free throw line, slow the game down, and set your half-court defense so you're not playing in transition all the time, and teams are going 3-on-2 or going to the paint while you're going small. So let this guy play. He's got the 10-foot little turnaround jumper in the paint, starting to get better with his shot discernment. He's starting to figure out his role defensively. And, like, think about the week he had. All right, I'm going to play in the box of one, but at times I'm going to be guard Damian Lillard. Then the next game, I'm going to be checking Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. You know what I'm saying? Then the next night, I'm going, mano-a-mano with Brandon Ingram, and I'm dunking all over his head. Like, that's a confidence builder for Kuminga. And then you come to L.A. prime time. All right, I'm struggling a little bit in the first half. I'm a little erratic, but it's there. You see the special talent. And then you play him 13 minutes, and it's like, wait a minute, man. These are the games he needs to be playing. So that's been my biggest beef with Steve is the Kuminga front. Like, Kuminga needs to see 20 minutes a night. Take the good with the bad with the good, man. But this guy is a special talent. He needs to get run. And he's going to be an X factor in the playoffs. Wiggins gets in foul trouble. Who's going to guard Luka? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to guard KD? Who's going to guard some of these sick perimeter players for like 5 to 10 minutes if it's not GP2 or Wiggins? So Kuminga needs to be out there, man, getting this run.
No, I'm with you. He's clearly the best of the young guys, and he's like on the cusp of breaking out in a big way. He does things that no one else on the team does, like you said. He can get to the rim at will. Everyone else just wants to shoot threes. It's frustrating, and especially when he's off of 3 straight, like, really good games for him to go like this.
Yeah. Really good, Steve crazy, man. Steve Kerr does what he does, man. Even today with the DiVincenzo start, I get it. I like DiVincenzo finishing games, no doubt. Like, DiVincenzo's been unbelievable. And I hope they can find a way to bring him back. I know it's going to be extremely difficult. But, man, he's the perfect player in this system coming off that bench. But even today, like, I would like to see Poole start because DiVincenzo has a way of either calming Kuminga down when he's coming off the bench alongside of him as that 6th or 7th man or 7th or 8th man. So I just thought the rotations today were a little wacky. The Jordan Poole start bench thing, just start the guy, man. You're playing him for the first 5-6 minutes, or you're not going to close games with them anyway. Just play him. I just think it's a little weird when he comes off the bench, man. He doesn't get that flow. He's kind of coming in, trying to fill the game out.
It's been weird all season too. Like, let's be real with the Poole stuff. He was terrible off the bench. I mean, honestly, he's been not great all season. But all right, Sam, you pulling up the schedule here.
I was gonna get Bonte out on this one here. We got 17 games to go.
Whew.
34 and 31. Very Western Conference heavy. A lot of chance to kind of control your own destiny.
Yeah.
Where do the Warriors end? And what seed are they?
Whew.
Let's have some fun with
here.
it.
So you got
put on your Swami.
Let's have some fun. Let me put my Swami hat on, man. So I'm looking at OKC. That's a dub. Memphis is up in the air. They might find a way to lose that one on TNT. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then they'll come back home Saturday night, be an underdog, and beat Milwaukee on a Saturday night. Remember last year they beat them on a Saturday night. Klay Thompson had a monster game. Phoenix is going to be something special, man. Man, that's going to be juicy. I think the Warriors show up and win that one. I think they win that one. They haven't beat Phoenix all year. So they go 3-1 over their next 4. They lose down in LA to the Clippers just because it's been that type of season. They'll beat the Hawks. Hawks stink. They've quit on the season, basically. They'll go to Memphis and maybe that's a back-to-back, too.
I bet you Jaws out
might lose that Memphis game.
It doesn't sound like Jaws.
They may win this Thursday. So you said 17 games. I say the Warriors go 11-6.
Okay.
They go 11-6. 45 wins.
What seed does that get you, Sam? What is that, like a 5 seed? A 6 seed?
I think they get to a 5 seed.
Feels like a 5 seed.
It feels like a 5 seed.
It does feel like they're going to be locked in here. This is a weird West. Everyone's going to be like 47 to 42 wins.
No. Now, I will say, though, I could see the Warriors playing with this. Like, it's going to be interesting if it's Phoenix and the Warriors 4-5. First round? Come on, man. The NBA's not letting that happen.
I think we get Phoenix Golden State round 1.
Oh, I could see. I think I'm with Bonte on this one. I think there's a decent chance if we get to last week of the season, everyone on the Warriors got a sore foot, so they could drop one in the standings.
You don't do that. You don't disrespect the basketball god. You don't do that. Yeah. You don't do that.
You don't. But man, Phoenix and the Warriors in the first round, Adam Silver will be pissed. Any way the Kings drop. Any way the Kings or Grizzlies drop here.
Yeah. I mean, it's very.
Kings have been good, man. They play hard. Kings play hard. That's
close here. Yeah.
They are.
You watch these Kings games.
I mean, 3 back in Sacramento in that loss column. What's that?
These Kings games, they are like, it is 50-50 down the stretch every time. They're winning these games.
Mike Brown, coach of the year.
I mean, they play. I know they're entertaining and all, but they are like every game is like they're down 6, they come back, or they're up 8, and all of a sudden this time every single game is pure entertainment. But they're 11 games over 500, and I could see them losing 5 in a row just because you can't live like that repeatedly in crunch time, and they don't play any defense. They don't have the guys, so it wouldn't surprise me if Phoenix ends up. I mean, they could do low management. It wouldn't surprise me if Phoenix ends up the 3 seed, and maybe Memphis free falls because Jaw's going to be done for the season.
We get Warriors Kings in that 4-5 matchup first round. That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be advantageous for the Warriors. Dude, that's advantageous for the Warriors. No travel. Just take the little Greyhound up or the Amtrak up to Sacramento. Less travel. That would be. And last year, when you think about that championship run, man, everything broke their way. The last week, they went 5 in a row. They got a week off. You got no back-to-backs in the playoffs. Curry's fresh. Draymond's fresh. The same thing this year, man. You get a first-round series in Sacramento. You take care of it at 5, maybe 6.
It's a 6-gamer.
And they get to the second round.
Let me tell you how the Sac series goes, right? Because they lose the first one. Right. Sac gets all amped up. Then they steal the second one on the road. It's 1-1. Then they win both at home because Sac's, not very good. And then they go lose in Sac game 5. They get really amped up again. They go win on game 6. They'll win a 6, and then.
Yep.
Oh, you think Sac's taking the Warriors to 6?
Yeah, I think the Warriors haven't shown me that they're winning.
Like the beam. Hey, Fox is
I love the Kings, but I'm not. They're not going past 5. I'm sorry.
Harry B revenge series?
Absolutely not.
Hey, Harry B would be amped for that series. HB would be amped for that series, man.
What is he ever?
Be a problem.
That'd be fun.
When is he ever amped? Oh, you gotta love HB. Oh my God. Oh man. No, I
Bonte,
think it what an entertaining season, man. But go ahead, guys. It's always good to fun. Always good talking some hoops with you guys, man.
I appreciate you, man. We'll get you on here sometime during the playoffs, okay?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely,
sir.
man. Absolutely.
Get some sleep.
Oh, we got some.
By the way, can I just say that they got to get Bonte on the 9 a.m.? I know he's off now. I feel bad. I should have said it to his face, but 6 to 9, Bonte, come on. Let's get you on prime time, man. Let's get you on 9 to 12. Let's get you on 12 to 3 on 95.7.
Bring him back up here real quick.
What
We
the
got him here.
Look at this. Hey, man, I'm trying to hear where this was going, man.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, I don't wake up early enough.
Isn't 6 to 9? Isn't 6 to 9 the more primetime slot than 9 to 12?
It's
or you can't say that.
It's technically in traditional radio. It's morning drive, right? Everybody's taking their kids to school. Everybody's on the roadways. It's a primetime slot, man. It's a money making slot. So, Shasky and I have been doing it up in the mornings, man. We've come a long way on that show. So, I've had a lot of success so far. Hopefully we can keep that going with crazy ass Shasky. Panicking every day, but that's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. Giants baseball's coming, and he's ready to run. It don't stop.
What is there to panic about? Brock Purdy's
I don't know. He'll find, dude. He'll find something, man. He'll find a prospect to be upset about. That's my guy, Shasky.
Giants baseball is back, unfortunately, but I'll be watching.
6 to 9. What choice do we have with these quick games, man? If these games can end in like 2 hours, oh my God, I'll be asleep by 8:45. Oh,
are we a fan?
Be awesome.
Are we a fan?
Are we a fan of what?
I'm liking what I'm seeing with the pitch clock.
Okay. Oh yeah. Definitely a fan. Yeah. I like what I see. I mean, people are gonna be pissed off, but we got to keep this moving, man. We got ADD. You know what I'm saying?
Wait for that first blown game where the hitter doesn't get back in the box and your team loses. Oh, it'll be a good
it's gonna be great. It'd be great. It'd be great content. Great content. Oh man. Now you're right. Who knows how long I'm in the mornings, man? I got to get some sleep now, man. I got laundry. I got about a show watch, and hopefully I'm out by 10. We'll see.
Appreciate you as always.
All right, boys. Sam and Andy. See you guys soon.
Some posting up there. I had to let him hear the rest of that.
Hey, man. Good sell. 6 to 9. There you go.
Hey, I listen to it every day on my drive.
No. Good for you. Good for you.
Tim.
There we go. To the goons.
I got to say, even though we lost, I think this game went better than I expected. LA, Draymond's birthday, early game. I mean, they didn't look hungover, so that was something. Steph looked okay. Lamb played more than I would have liked, but that's why we need Andrew Wiggins back. What do you guys think? You think he's coming back anytime soon? Or do you think we're going to, be on Andrew Wiggins' personal sabbatical for another 3 weeks? Hope nothing serious is going on, but geez. But like I said, I expected us to lose by 20, so this is kind of a weird win in a way, even though we lost. Thanks.
I think that's Dylan. Shout out, Dylan. Appreciate you. You should join the Light Years Discord if you're not in there. He's a regular. It brings up Wiggins, and look, we talked about it with Bonte, and no one really wants to go into detail on it. And honestly, I have nothing, and I don't think Andy has anything to share. So it's not one of those things I want to speculate on, other than I can't think of anything like this.
Come back soon.
I really can't think of anything where it's just not disclosed publicly. So you can read between the lines. That's all you can say. I will say, if Bonte's guess is correct, if he's back with 15 games to go, that would be Saturday against Milwaukee. If he's back with 10 games to go, we're talking about like Monday, March 20th, Wednesday, March 22nd. So
if I had to guess, it's probably going to be that, because he's not coming back in and playing. You think he's been hooping for the last month that he's been gone, right? Like,
well, Steve's not going to play him without a couple practices.
He has to practice.
Even if he is ready.
Yep, yeah, 100%. So he's not playing next Saturday, right? Like, there's no shot. So if he plays, it's probably going to be at least a week after he comes back, 2 weeks after he comes back. So, yeah, I would say end of March, last 10 games is we have.
It's not even the end. It's not even the end of March. We're talking like 18th, 20th, 22nd, something like that. Season ends the 9th of April, so 3 weeks before the end of the season.
Cutting it close, man. The Warriors are cutting it close now with some of their guys. Steph's
we're also due for the GP2 update on somewhere around the 15th of March. Okay. So I feel like, look, man, I'm frustrated. I'm not going to pretend I'm not, but I feel like in about a week's time, we'll have a little clarity on when those guys are coming back and what actually is going to happen. I do think everyone's going to come back, and we'll see what it looks like. Because the first thing is for them to come back. The second thing is to see how they actually look.
This team is going to be really good if everyone's healthy. Really good. I'll tell you that. They're going to be really good.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, it's Harley, first-time caller. Long-time listener. Just sort of amazed by Kerr's weirdo rotations. Iguodala and Draymond Green on the floor at the same time. It's not really a good thing, particularly since at this point in his career, soon to be retired Iguodala is really just Draymond Green dinner theater. It doesn't help. It slows down the development of Kuminga, who should be on the floor. After his last 2 games, you'd think that Kerr gave him a little more room to grow here, but he didn't. And so you get what you get. Anyway, that's my take, such as it is.
It's a good call. Good call.
2 thoughts on that. One, the Andre Draymond minutes were productive together because they're 2 of the smartest players of all time. But with that said, it shouldn't come at the expense of Kuminga. That's always the take. It shouldn't come at the expense of Kuminga. He should have got a little more run. I agree with our guy Bonte. It's the same take we've been saying. Like, you should be able to get Kuminga 20 minutes a game.
Nothing to add.
Very annoying game. Jordan Poole's a dickhead. We need Wiggins back. Like, let him for like 30 minutes because, like, I guess Joku was kind of like, he wasn't bad. Like, he just like wasn't making layups. I don't think he was bad. Like, still don't think why Lamb played like 30 minutes. I don't think he needs to play 30 minutes. And like maybe he probably should like big ass rotation. Like, I don't know why. Like you go on a run. I don't know why you take out like Draymond and Steph together while you're going on a run. Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like, just like play them a little bit, maybe two more minutes, then rest them a bit. But like, I don't understand why he like decided to just take them out. Like and like JP and like JP's such a tough player. Like JP is such a rough. I'm sorry. Like, he sucks. Like, I need JP gone next summer.
Whoa. You cut him off. We didn't talk about Jordan Poole tonight. Today. He is.
You know where I see he really struggles? I got a theory for you.
All right. I'm ready.
If he can't get to the rim, he becomes super one-dimensional. And unlike Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, that one dimension's not historically great. So I think AD's in his head a little bit. And
AD's really good.
I mean, yeah, I hate complimenting any Laker. So, you know, Tim, you might need to edit this off.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, when he's locked in, he's one of the greatest defensive players I've ever seen. And he has a way of getting in guys. And he's not going to get in Steph or Clay's heads because those guys are assassins.
We're not worried.
Well, I mean, he might block them, but he's not going to ruin their confidence, right? Jordan Poole, you could just see he just turns into like, I gotta shoot it quick from 28 because I know if I get to the rim, he's going to block me. And part of that's being young. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I can't disagree with any of that. I think rhythm is such a big factor in Poole's struggles too. It's hard for him to come off the bench and here now you're off the bench.
This is a great point.
Start, right?
Yeah.
Like, Andre can do it. He's a veteran. Also, he's not a scorer. I think for someone like Jordan Poole, like you said, who's not a historically great shooter, it's tough for him. I'm starting to feel bad a little bit. I do think I was very hard on him in the last month. Not that he gives a shit, but I do think fans have kind of been tough on him, as have I, and I do think it's hard for him to just keep getting yo-yoed. And Bonte made a good point. Like, maybe he should have started today. I don't know. Kind of like the Donte DiVincenzo start, but either way, the facts I think are that it's very tough for him to find rhythm consistently. He is a rhythm player at this point in his career. He cannot Jordan Clarkson it. Even though I think he ends up being a Jordan Clarkson type player, he cannot Jordan Clarkson it right now because he's 21, 22. Like, it just is what it is for him.
He's 23.
23.
But I do think he yeah, I mean, you are 100% correct. He needs to vibe a little bit. He's not instant offense, that's for sure. He's kind of like
not yet.
Yeah, and I didn't even consider that factor, but that's a huge part of it. First game coming off the bench, doesn't really know where to find his rhythm, trying to find Steph, do other stuff. I do think his passing was decent today, but it's just kind of like, it's to be expected. Let's give him a couple games.
Yeah.
What's up, Light Years boys? This is Jack from San Francisco. I'm a long-time listener, first time I've ever called in. Basically, I just wanted to say I was pretty disappointed in how we came out tonight. It felt like a little disjointed, and it felt like a lot of your turn, my turn stuff with just our main guys shooting tonight. Would have loved to see us get to the rim more. I saw the stat after we took over 53s, which is, 20 too many. So that's something I hope we clean up. I think it's just kind of first game back from Steph. We're kind of falling into old traps. But one thing I noticed is JP took 10 threes tonight, and he only took 1-2. And you see last game how successful he was getting to the line. I mean, I think he was like 12 of 12 or something. And I just feel like that needs to be his game. Like, just, hey, if you have an open three, take it. But for now, like, do what you know how to do. Just get to the rim and attack, and, try to pick up some fouls because we need it. We definitely didn't have enough of rim pressure tonight. But anyways, looking forward to hearing the pod. Hopefully this gets on, but if not, no worries. All right. Thanks, guys. Keep doing what you do. Bye.
Well, you did make the pod, my guy. I'll tell you that. I appreciate the call. Appreciate all first-time callers. Everyone's always welcome. We try to get everyone on.
Also, good takes by everyone. Like, nothing, like, I don't know. I like the takes. Better than my takes, Sam.
Yeah. No, great takes. I want to hit on Kuminga a little more. We were talking about Jordan Poole a second ago and how, kind of he has a hard time finding his space and his rhythm gets thrown off and maybe AD is a factor and that sort of stuff. You know who never has a problem finding their confidence? Jonathan Kuminga. For better or worse, that dude oozes confidence. He got blocked like twice by AD and didn't stop him from going up a third time. Might be a positive thing for Kerr to harness a little more. I don't know. I just want to see him play more. There's so much upside there, and like positively impactful upside. Like not like theoretical, but your team is bleeding points upside.
I mean, it's easy. You could just subtract one and add to the. Lamb played 27 minutes tonight, and you can argue that he actually played well for 20 of those minutes, which is better than you can say for a lot of people. But
Big Tony.
We say this every show. Just give 15 of those to Kuminga because you lost anyway, man. We've seen this all season. Just let the kid hoops. I don't know. It's the easiest path to minutes. It's just Lamb doesn't need to play 27. Come on. What are we doing here?
27 is peak Andre Iguodala minutes. Just to be clear. But yes. Let's get to the next one.
It's insane.
Sam and Andy, love what you guys. My hot take is that Steve Kerr is a vibe killer. That's all I've got. Should have been a great vibes game, but his insistence on playing LAMB, I refuse to say that guy's name, Yankee Kuminga basically for the same kinds of mistakes. I don't know. We'll see what happens next. Great to see Steph and old man Dre out there. But yeah, Kerr is a vibe killer. Vibes were gone. That's my hot take. Love you guys. Bye.
I think Lamb brings some good vibes.
Vibe killer. Ooh.
He hug a tree today.
Oh my Enough. Steve Kerr's hard. Steve Kerr's funny because he is a vibes guy though. He is a vibes guy, but he's also very much an old school coach. Versus a lot of these. I feel like, who's the Utah guy? What's his name? He's a good coach. Yeah. No. Is that his name?
Yep.
The dude looks like he's 32. Might actually be 32.
He might actually be 32.
Like Taylor Jenkins type of Steve Kerr is old school. Versus some of these, I think, newer age coaches in the NBA.
Hardy, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're thinking of Phil Handy. You're thinking of the Lakers guy.
I am combining humans. Yes, you're right.
Anyway.
Hardy. By the way, Will Hardy's 35.
Do you think? Wow, he's older than you. Do you think Steve Kerr loves Coach Carter?
That's the nicest thing you ever said to me.
I know.
I think what?
Movie. It's his favorite movie. Steve Kerr. You think he loves Coach Carter? It's his favorite movie. Gotta be
Carter. Come on, man. Steve is a Hoosiers guy, without a question.
Gene Hackman.
4 players. Ref goes up to him. My team is on the floor. Kuminga sitting on the bench, upset that he doesn't get subbed in. Yeah.
Hoosiers guy. I don't know why I missed that. It's obvious. All right, last one.
Hey, this is JG Dub. What a disappointing loss. Not surprised. This team has been ass on the road all year. And I knew Sam jinxed it when he started talking about playoff seeding with this team. I mean, this team can't win on the road. And it's at this point in the year, it's getting pretty discouraging. So, but anyway, so I hope you guys have a good podcast. But again, it's just disappointing. And Lamb keeps getting minutes, and they just look at these plus minus when it doesn't make sense. The guy gets blown by on defense. He's not a good enough shooter. I mean, there's just so many better options on the roster. So anyway, but yeah, this team is just not the Road Warriors this year. Talk to you later.
Yeah. I mean, one day these guys are going to make me make an impassioned pro-Lamb defense. But today will not be that day.
Maybe when the Warriors win the championship, that'll be the day.
Me and Big Tony.
I might join you. Actually, I might be building a statue. I will not be building a statue. I take that back. Pull that. All right.
Per sources, Sheet is printing Anthony Lamb shirts.
She might kill you. She might kill you for that. I think he just shot us a text. Might kill you. We will be back Tuesday.
This will be the perfect test to see if he listens to the whole episode or he just gets like 30 minutes in and lets out. I'll know via my texts if he got to this portion. Yeah, guys, we'll be back after the Thunder game. Appreciate everyone. Rate 5 stars. Call in as always.
All right, everyone.